just doing some videos of some of my better guitars. Quite useful for an insurance claim, I imagine, but it's also just to show them off a bit, really, I suppose. This is a Gibson 1958 reissue, and it's VOS. So it's a 6-latch case, not 5-latch like the custom, like Murphy Lab stuff. It's a 6-latch case, slightly different to the other ones, and so it's called a custom historic. It was 2013, so before the Murphy Lab. But I saw it. I bought it used, like most of my guitars, and I saw it and I just thought it was beautiful. It's a funny thing with this, every photo I've taken of this guitar, it looks different. Depending on the light, it looks darker, looks, just the finish varies. You can see it's got a kind of a peekaboo flame. It's really a plain top, but it has got like a peekaboo flame in it. Sometimes at certain angles you can see flame over some of the body. But it's actually washed cherry, and being VOS, which is vintage original spec, they have aged the parts but not the body. But what they do with the body is they don't buff them up to a real glossy finish like their normal guitars. Their normal Les Pauls would be polished to a real shine, but with the VOS stuff, that's kind of throttled back, so it doesn't, it doesn't look like a Murphy Lab. It's not quite as dull finished as that. It has got a certain amount of reflection and stuff, but anyway, there we are. So you can see the plain top from this angle. It's a beautiful bit of wood, and it's a lovely colour, I think. So there's sort of deep red around the edges, but you can see lots of the wood grain patterns. They're custom buckers. I think this was possibly the first year they used custom buckers. They're unpotted, and they were created by Gibson as a follow-up to the burst buckers. I've never had a burst bucker, but I think they're probably a little bit more raw sounding. I think they break up more easily. These are actually quite clean. You can push them, obviously, but they sound fairly articulate. Well, not when I'm playing them, they don't, but for most people they would. So that's that. I'll show you the other side. So there's there are 1 or 2 marks on here that were on it when I bought it, but nothing to write home about. I don't like brand new, shiny, glossy guitars. I very rarely buy them. I have got one, a Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, which I bought new just because I couldn't find a good used one. There we are, it's an R8. And, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of sort of new, shiny guitars. I look after my stuff, so I don't, if I was gigging, which I'm not, played bass in a band for a few years and gigged, but I haven't gigged with any of my current sort of crop of guitars. But if I did, I'd sort of look after them. So getting Murphy Lab stuff sort of suits me, really. I don't have to worry about it if I sort of put a ding on it or something. Not the end of the world. Anyway, it's got a nice coloured back. But as I say, no real marks to talk about, and whatever there are on there came with the guitar. They were from the previous owner or owners. But it's a really gorgeous thing. Sort of purple lined case, which is quite cool. Never really noticed that. Now, I've never been a big one, I've said this on my other videos, never been a big one for naming guitars, but when we were in lockdown during COVID, I just sort of went through my guitars and named them just for something to do. And so I called this one Imelda, after Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. He's got a 58 that he absolutely covets, and he wrote a song, released a song called Imelda. His 58's a different finish to this, actually. It's less red, so it doesn't, I didn't name it that just because it looks like it, because it doesn't really, but I just thought it was quite a cool name. So there we are. So that's a 2013 VOS Custom Historic 1958. Cheers.